Alright guys, so let's talk about the brand new supporters system in Dragon Ball Legends. Now, I just want to say this, okay? I am extremely hyped about the supporter system in terms of like not only adding depth to the gameplay itself, but honestly, just being able to see characters we'd never be able to see, right? Dende is the first character, and we're going to talk about what other characters we can see in the support system. Now, there's one thing I'm very worried about, and it's the fact that this is a pay-to-win system in a way. So there's a lot of unanswered questions at the same time. We already know a lot of stuff, but there's some unanswered questions. So I want to give you guys my thoughts, but I also want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If there's another support character besides Dende to be released September, which is next month, which character would you guys like to see? Comment down below. I'll give you guys my thoughts here in just one bit. So let's not waste any time. Okay, so first things first, I love the system. This is exactly what I predicted. I predicted a small tab right here, as you guys can see, on your user interface while playing, and that character would be used as an item, right? So necessarily this is not used as an item because you can't click on it. It is an item of some sort, but you can't click on it, right? It activates under certain conditions. So we see Dende coming in here, healing after, from what I assume, Gohan's health here reaches 50% or below, and the enemy's combo ends. So Frieza finished the combo, and then Dende came in to heal Gohan. Okay, so we know that. Another thing here, guys, is, by the way, I love that. So Dende could heal, like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, we get these characters right here, like Cell Max, right? Let's just say if your enemy extends an X amount of combos, Cell Max just comes in and he kind of like yells or screams at your opponent and he pushes him back, right? That's another example. Chi-Lai, King Kai, you guys get the point, right? So, okay, back into this. So this is their support ability, right? They have their support ability. They also have a Z ability, which buffs every single tag. So as long as you guys have them in your separate bench, which we're going to talk about in just one bit, it would activate, right? So really quick. Okay, so this is where it kind of starts getting a little bit iffy for me, right? It says here, supporters levels range from 1 through 99. Supporters level up when you obtain them with a certain amount of copies of that specific supporter character. Level up your supporters to strengthen their ability. So, of course, he's probably going to heal more, right? And there's two ways. There is two ways you can obtain a support character. One is via summons, but you can't obtain him through shop. You have to at least obtain him one. Well, there's another page I want to show you guys, but you first obtain him through summons. Now the question is here, I have a few questions here. What will the rates be for these characters? I mean, it can't be too high, right? It can't be like a sparking character's rates. Hopefully it's maybe like double the sparking character's rates, so it drops way more frequent. Like, let's just say, I don't know, like 5%. I don't know, like that's 5 times more, but let's just say it drops pretty frequent, right? And in which banners would it drop? Would it drop in every single banner? Would they come in specific bait banners? We don't know yet. So let's just say right now we're going to get a Metal Cooler banner, right? Would a support character be included in the Metal Cooler banner? Perhaps. This is what I would personally love to see as opposed to a separate banner. I don't want to see this character in a separate supporters banner with a whole bunch of fluff. I want to see him coming in with the brand new LF characters. That's what I personally want to see. That way, you know, you're still summoning for the LF character, but you're still going to get the support character alongside with it, right? So that is something that's going to either break it or make it. I think so. If you add these supporter characters in a specific separate banner, I think we're starting to get in a very dangerous territory, guys. Very dangerous territory. Now, really quick, I also want to show you guys a few threads here. As you level up with Dende or any support character, you get different types of arts, right? Backgrounds. So we just start off Dende here with a plain white background with just Dende, and then Dende here with a Namek background, and then there's 2 more. So maybe you start off with Dende, level 1, and then level 30, you get this Dende, level 60 or 70, you get this Dende, and then level 99, you get the last Dende, right, with a specific background. And as his background changes, his support ability also changes. Okay. And we talked about a support ability. Support abilities are abilities that activate through certain conditions that are met during battle, right? So we talked about that. So then they heals, right? So you're going to have your own separate deck. Right now you have your deck of 6 characters. You're going to have a completely separate deck, okay? So this deck is going to be supporter A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? So 6 characters, okay? So we know there's going to be a lot of characters. So they're going to simplify this. It's actually less complicated than it looks like. So you just fill this up with a bunch of support characters, at least up to 6, and then you can bring at least one to deploy, right? You can at least deploy one of them into your team per match. So it's not that complicated. You just choose 1 through 6 which one you want to deploy as your side character, right? As your support character. So another thing here, they're all going to have support Z abilities. And it says here, boosts the stats of battle members regardless of tag or episode just by having them in your support deck. So doesn't matter if you bring in Dende, he's not going to just buff Frieza Saga, right? He's going to buff Lineage of Evil, anything. So I like that. I like that they're simplifying it, right? So, and a few other things here, guys. Let me just back this up. So you get your first copy of a supporter from summons, which I did mention, right? After getting your first copy by summon tickets from the shop, you could buy summon tickets from the shop that lets you obtain them directly. So if you're a whale, you could just straight up max out your support character like Dende after you at least pull 1 copy if you're willing to spend money on the game, right? So it is a little bit pay to play. I still want to see how they're going to structure which banners they're going to add that specific support character and what are going to be the rates and how many copies is it going to take for you to max out that character, because all of these questions are unanswered and these are going to define whether it's a make or break in my personal opinion. But I love the support system. I love it. It's so freaking cool. There's so many endless possibilities. It adds more depth into the gameplay. So yeah, another thing here, guys, this is definitely the definition of a cash grab here. So it says there will be a new shop where you can buy items with chrono crystals. So summon tickets that guarantees you a support character as well as special titles, sleeves, and backgrounds, and much more available. So we've seen this. We've seen this somewhat similar to the Super Vegito background card sleeve, how you had to summon on him to specifically get those, or the Chrono Crystals card sleeves as well. So we've seen this before, and I'm not a fan of it, but they have to monetize their game some way. I understand that this is a business at the end of the day, right? So they're going to have to monetize this some way, somehow, and this is the way they're tackling it via card sleeves, special titles, which, to be honest, I'm okay with. I just don't like the fact that support characters, which would directly impact the game, which, technically speaking, you can say that about any character, like Metal Cooler, right? You have to summon for Metal Cooler. You're not going to get LF Metal Cooler for free. So they're just making it a character that you have to summon for, right? All this is planned for next month, September 2025. So I'm very excited, man. Let me come here. Let me just mute this and play this in the background. I'm very excited. The animations look very cool. Just Dende coming in, healing your character. As you guys can see, the illustration changes as they level up. So we'll see what then, like maybe Dende is going to be in the background with all the Namekians towards the end. We don't know. But yeah, I mean, this does look pretty cool. There is endless possibilities for this. Overall, I love this, right? Overall, I love this. We still have to see the details of the drop rates and stuff like that for me to come to a full conclusion judgment. But in terms of having the support system itself implemented into Dragon Ball Legends, it's freaking awesome, dude. I mean, take a look at all these characters that we could potentially be seeing, right? We can also, dude, how about this, guys? How about a support Whis, which if you die, he gives you a comeback, or like if you get hit with a certain amount of times, he rewinds time, right? Or Hercule, which, detonates a present, and it explodes in your opponent's face or something like that, right? So there's honestly endless possibilities. Even Giants, man. Giants are a huge possibility now, with Cell Max maybe just coming in, doing his thing as an animation itself, as opposed to just being a playable character. He's a support character. So, and Chi-Lai, everything, bro. There's so many cool possibilities they could do with support characters in terms of characters we would never really see as a character in terms of gameplay, right? Like King Kai or something, like this, right? But yeah, guys, comment down below, which character would you like to see as the next support character besides Dende? Comment down below. I love to read your comments. But guys, that is going to wrap it up. If you did enjoy the video, as always, make sure you guys simply just like and subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.